And we each come to the table with 7 studs in the men's adventure fiction world, and we see which team, based on your decision, in the comments below, which team wins.
Welcome back to the Men's Adventure Fiction Podcast. I am Nathanael Hummel, one of the hosts. The other host, the handsome devil that is Luke Goozdich, is on the other end, and we have a exciting show planned for you guys today. I am running on an impressively low amount of sleep for myself personally, so this will be fun. I think I was going to get to bed at 11:15, but little Vivian decided that she was going to stay awake for another 40 minutes. And then about every 2 hours, she woke up last night.
That was the worst.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. She's usually pretty solid, but last night she was not. But this actually worked out pretty good because she woke up 30 to 40 minutes before we were going to record, and I saw a text from my bro saying, "I'm ready when you are." So here we are, a little earlier than usual. But how are you doing this morning, brother?
Good. I spurred on by your writing, which people may have gotten a chance to read by now. If not, hold tight. We were writing about pipes. I smoked another pipe this morning.
Dude, love it.
It's been a good way to, start the day fresh in silence, get some thoughts going before or after writing. I've been loving it. So,
yeah, dude.
Thank you for that.
That's one of the cool things about taking over some of the writing for P3, Pulp, Pipe, and Poetry, is I've always loved pipes and cigars and tobacco, but I never had a chance to spout that to the world. So having the opportunity to talk about it is really cool. Which, I mean, to your point, there's nothing, I don't know, there's an episode coming up one of these days that's going to be intrinsically linked to how pipes and tobacco and cigars and tobacco are the bread and they're either the butter or the bread to the Men's Adventure Fiction's other one. It's probably right. Men's Adventure Fiction is the bread and tobacco is the butter. But actually, dude, should we do a little bit of a reveal here on the podcast?
Yeah, if we're able to, let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, this October 24th, 25th, and 26th, I for sure will be going to the Las Vegas International Pipe Show to sell VERITAS books. We have some other big things coming that will release and be updated at that event specifically. But right now, I'm going to Vegas, baby. Pretty exciting. I've never been there. But
this will be your first time?
First time in Vegas.
Nice, dude. Nice.
You're
going to be rolling in there with the Ocean's 11 vibes for sure. I know you're going to have the suit and the...
I know, dude. That's one of
the books.
One of my worst, the biggest bummers of this whole entire thing is that I don't want to fly in my tuxedo, but I wanted to wear my tuxedo to Vegas because Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., they would always roll up in the tuxedos, dude, to the casinos. So not this time around, maybe next time. But yeah, we had a really good time at Pulp Fest, Luke and I did. And so we, a really good friend in the pipe community, Nate King, one of the greatest pipe makers of all time, he keeps saying, like, dude, people would love seeing you guys at a pipe show, so come out to a pipe show. And after probably, I don't know, just at least 6 months of trying to convince me for the podcast purposes alone, I mean years before that, just to hang out, he's been trying to convince me, and he finally won me over. So we'll be having VERITAS will have a presence at the Vegas pipe show, which would be cool.
Yeah, that's gonna be super cool, and especially if you're in the pipe world and you like actually smoking pipes, there's some really big stuff that will be announced later, like Nathanael was alluding to, that you'll definitely want to keep your eye on, like if you're a pipe guy, for sure.
Right, and to that point, like, even, because this is the thing, right, you can write stuff solely for pipe people, and solely about, like, tobaccos and pipes and tampers and stuff like that, like really just hone in on that. But what a lot of people love and a lot of people talk about all the time is like stuff like Lord of the Rings, where you read Lord of the Rings, man, and maybe every like 500, 600 words, you'll get some pipe stuff, or it'll be heavily set to one start or end or something like that. I mean, there's a whole entire chapter in Lord of the Rings about concerning pipe weed, and it just talks about pipe tobacco. So stuff like that is super cool, where you have like, you've got stories that talk about cigars, talk about pipes, which both of these guys do, Fire in the Tall Grass and Treasure is My Trade, and also the Giacomo Ferrantino book, which will be coming out before the event, before October 24th, 25th, and 26th, has a lot of pipe smoking in it. Because I didn't realize this until I did research on the French Foreign Legion and read the book Beau Geste, which is a great book. Those dudes were ripping pipes all the time. Like in Beau Geste, man, you'd be surprised if you made it through a chapter without them being like, yeah, I didn't know what else to do, so I just started smoking on my pipe. Like, hell yeah, dude. You love to see it.
They're the equivalent of Sam Spade and his cigarettes. And
Yes,
every
dude.
10 seconds, just rolling another cigarette. My favorite chapter in all of Moby Dick is called The Pipe. And
No way.
yeah, he's out there smoking his pipe. Just the whole chapter's that. Ends with him like throwing the tobacco out in the, into the water. And then,
Dude, that's too cool.
It's great. It's my favorite chapter.
We should. I could talk about this all day. And we do have, like I said, we seriously have to make it happen about a podcast episode about this. But we don't want to steal from that episode and get you guys pumped for it right now. I mean, oh, what, you're gonna change the episode now? So we'll change it before you you get your heart set on.
Before we get too deep. Alas, we will talk about today's subject, which came from the mind of Nathanael. This is where he was thinking we each come to the table with 7 studs in the men's adventure fiction world, and we see which team, based on your decision, in the comments below, which team wins, who's taking who out. We'll each give our lineup. If there's overlap, we have to have our guys in reserve, our B team, come in,
Yes,
swap out. So, who would like to go? You want to take this off?
Let's do. I was thinking about how we should do this. One of us should close our eyes and hold up a 1 or a 2, and then no. The other guy holds up the 1 or the 2, and the eye closed guy is like 1 or 2. If they get it, they go first. If they don't, they don't.
Gotcha,
So I can.
gotcha.
I'll be the guy closing my eyes on the internet.
Alright.
Hopefully, let me make sure there's no one gonna punch me as soon as I close my. All right, here we go. Are you holding?
Yeah,
1?
you got it.
All right, I guess I'm the first guy.
You're the first guy. Let's go.
Dude, this is tough. This makes it. I was hoping I wasn't going to be the first guy.
Why
Let me
wouldn't you
pull
wanna
up
go first?
this.
You might be able to. I would pick someone you think I picked, so that you could knock him off my team.
No way. All right, this should be a no-brainer. You guys are going to see this one coming from a mile away. But in the idea of a classic like Magnificent Seven, the guy who's like, all right, I'm putting a team together, this is going to be my number 1 pick. So that's my thought. This may not be the best. I don't know. He may also be the best overall of my picks. But when I was thinking about this, I was like, I'm going to bring a dude who's going to be like, I think it's Chris and Vin are Yul Brynner and Steve McQueen in the Magnificent Seven. And that's like, Yul Brynner's character's like, all right, I know a guy. And then he goes and he actually knows 6 other guys, and that's the team. So my number 1 guy who's going to be like, I know a guy, is going to be Ethan Hunt, dude. I had to pick him. He's a little bit of a cheat code, and I don't know how you're going to beat him because the guy only does impossible things.
I was thinking about that, though, because I knew you were going to pick Ethan. I feel like he's not done a whole lot of shootouts, and he's not that great at fist fighting.
That's true.
So he's just fantastic at jumping and running and like defusing bombs.
Right.
But if he has to like run up against one of my guys in a fight, I don't think he's very small. You could just rip him in half,
Oh man.
and throw him.
Dude, was this a bad first pick? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think to your point though, Ethan depends almost solely upon the team you put around him. He's got some like lone wolf energy, and he made it out of that crazy prison riot in Russia just punching people. So I feel like he can do lone wolf stuff, but he really does thrive from the old like I got 4 other people who are going to help me. So we'll see. We'll see if I can build out the team to make him
to
make
your
sense.
point, he would be a good guy as far as resources and teams and masks. He could sneak the whole team out and win the fight. Like he's got lots of stuff on his.
By the end of mine, my 7 are going to be 7 people you don't even know. that's that's the threat that is Ethan Hunt. So
They're all
there you go.
wearing masks, and then they rip it off, and they're Jack Reacher and this and that guy. It's just-
Yeah, so that's pick number 1 for me.
all right, fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah.
Equally as obvious, you got to go with John Rambo on any team like this,
Yeah, dude,
because
that's
that
a
guy
good one.
literally can take on tanks and helicopters and 500 dudes, and it's just literally an impossible feat this guy's accomplished multiple times. So he's going to be my guerrilla warfare expert, my survival
Nice, dude.
specialist. He's
Good
got
pick,
the
good pick.
recon, the ambushes, the sabotage. He's my guy. As far as go ahead.
I was going to say, should we pick, because I was thinking about this for one of my later characters, do we pick a guy from a specific movie, like the specific John Rambo, like Ethan Hunt I'm picking Ethan Hunt from Dead Reckoning,
Sure,
like that's
you can.
that's my guy.
We could do that.
Is it John Rambo from the book? Is it John Rambo?
No, it's John Rambo from probably Rambo 2 or 3.
Whichever one when he takes on all the tanks with the bow and arrow, probably.
Yeah. 2 or 3 would work. Let's go with 3, because you also see him with the stick fighting in 3, so he's got some extreme hand-to-hands going on.
Yeah, dude.
And
That's
he's
a good one.
just way larger than life. That one, so
Unstoppable, dude.
unstoppable force, dude.
We'll have to, at the end, we'll go through the lists. And,
Yeah.
and we'll break down each. We'll see. We'll do like a try to be objective go through of each round and see who's coming out on top, dude. This is
Heck
tough.
yeah. Who's your next guy?
Man, this is tough, man. I feel like this list is stacked, but I'm not sure. I think I gotta go with Nathan Drake. I think that dude's killed like 1,000 bad guys.
I know. Well, yeah, technically, even more than Rambo, probably. He's just
Yeah.
machine gunning everybody.
Right. He's truthfully, he's a little bit of a wild card. You think about who he's fought. The first guy was a mercenary pirate guy, and then he came face to face with another mercenary pirate guy in the first one. And the guy who was running that was just a rich collector who was pretty ruthless, like kind of a gangster adjacent guy. And then the second one, he takes on a Russian war criminal who ends up getting juiced out of his mind on this, like, basically the sap from the tree of life. And then in the third one, he takes on, like, it's basically a James Bond style dark secret agency. Like, they're evil secret agents pretty much. So that's pretty intense. And then the fourth one, he takes on a super rich treasure hunter who has like unlimited access to mercenaries and stuff, and he can do it all. He's got credible climbing ability, probably whatever Ethan Hunt can do, Nathan Drake can do, a little bit more hectically, and also he's better at fighting, fist fighting, sword fighting, gun fighting than Ethan Hunt is. So he's probably overall a smarter choice than Ethan for first pick, but both of these guys I feel like are kings of the heist. But I don't know, Nathan Drake I don't think has the put the team together ability as much as Ethan Hunt does, so that's why I didn't pick him first. But I think that, and he's also fought some crazy, he fought Yetis in Uncharted 2, which ended up just being the random natives who had just loaded up on Tree of Life resin, and then he fought like a weird zombie crossover thing in Uncharted 1. So the guy's fought some crazy stuff. So,
yeah, he's really good as far as a pick. I'm gonna match that style of pick, because this is way down my list, but I'm gonna jump to him now to match the energy, because I have a similar off-brand pick of an adventurer. But I went with Alan Quartermain, because he could be my tracker, the scout, and like the long distance marksman, because he's like a sniper.
Nice.
So he could be our wilderness guide. He can help us track things. Him and Rambo have a lot of overlapping like survival skills, but Alan Quartermain with the sniping and different terrains than Rambo, I think it'd be good to have him. And if we're going adventure to adventure, I'll pick Alan Quartermain. And I agree, I think he would get murked by Nathan Drake if they were close. But if my guy can snipe him, we'll be
dude, we'll
be golden.
That would be a tough one. That's a good pick. Good pick.
But I have more snipers on this list, so don't you worry. I'm going to be hopefully picking your guys off from afar.
Dude, this was smart. You did the old like class as well. I like where your head's at. Yeah, dude, I remember one of the coolest things. So I think there's 7 or 8 actual like Quartermain novels. Terrence is punching the air right now because he had them all like right behind him in his bookshelf when we first had him on. Yeah, one of them. There's this whole story where he's gotta do this shootout, and they're basically shooting birds that are flying around in the air, and the one guy is he scores the bullets, so he cuts his bullets into pieces so they basically become shotgun rounds where they like split. And so everybody finds out that he's doing that and they get pissed, but there were like no rules that he could not, like he wasn't not allowed to do it. And so Quartermain has to like, this is when he's young too, he was probably like 18, 19, 20. He has to outsmart this guy and somehow prove that he's going to win. So they're shooting vultures, I think, and he sees that there's like a hawk flying by, and he waits for the perfect moment for the hawk to line up with the vultures, and he shoots them both and takes both of them out with one bullet or something like that. So yeah, dude,
That's sick.
Alan Quartermain is a.
I want him from that book. I got to find out what book that is. I looked up which one he's youngest in. Is it called Alan's Wife?
No, I think it's Marie.
All
But
right. Well, we're going with Marie. Alan Quartermain.
Yeah,
I want to be young and sniping.
I think I'll go with I think I got to go. I was originally thinking Uncharted 4, Nathan Drake, because that's when he has the 6 sword fight, and he does a bunch of cool stuff. But he's older in that one, and probably when he fought the craziest stuff was in Uncharted 2. So I think that's where he's kind of stacked enough. Is in Uncharted 2 is probably what I got to go with, because I think they might have actually. No, I don't think that's true. All right, so I'm next. I'm up next.
Yeah.
Dude, this is tough, man. I don't know what you're gonna. I'm not sure if I should pick off of what you're gonna pick.
I know, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, he's gonna say this guy next. I gotta say him before he can say him.
All right, so far I got Ethan and Nathan Drake. Okay, this one's a little bit of a wild card, but I'll pick this thinking of what you're gonna pick next. I'm gonna go with the freaking executioner, dude, Mac Bolan. I'm bringing him to the table. I was thinking about that guy. That guy's got 465 books of killing people. He's got to be the dude. So, yeah, I feel pretty good with that one. I mean, you got Mac Bolan. The dude literally had plastic surgery, so you wouldn't recognize him anymore. So he could be me. He could be you, dude. I could have just picked you, and you're going to take out your own team. You didn't know. So he's a stud. He also has... which is actually cool because Nathan Drake in Uncharted 3 has the same gun too. So I got the boys with the Beretta 93 Raffica, dude, the old 3-shot machine pistol.
You're gonna have all the Berettas on your team, dude.
I know, dude. Maybe if you like go through my search history, it's like action heroes who use Beretta.
I only put them on the team.
So yeah, I don't know. You can't talk enough about Mac Bolan. He's the archetype for everybody else. That's kind of in his genre. So yeah, that's my guy.
Let me give you my guy who I think is going to fight Mac Bolan, and that's John Wick on my team.
Nice,
dude. They both got the black turtlenecks going.
Yeah,
for
dude.
Them.
Black turtleneck boys.
These boys are going to come at each other because they're very similar skills, very similar type assassins. So yeah, John Wick's going to be my close quarters guy, my like super assassin. You know, just running and doing his John Wick thing. That's the one I thought you were going to pick, so I was horrified. I was like, he's going to take him from me.
I was thinking I'd try him out, but then I was like, nah, I gotta go off the beaten path.
Right, that's smart.
But to your point, though, they are kind of like both of them are revenge dudes going after the mafia. For John, it's the Russian mafia, and then it ends up being like every mafia ever. And for Mac, it's like just starts with the mafia, and then he's like, you know what? I'll do it all. I'll just kill everybody. Bring them, put them in front of me, line them up. I'll put them down. So, dude, this is a tough one. It's tough to like judge this one off of the media that we have, you know, because if we had
books, but it's a movie that is so much more visceral to people. Right.
Especially when because that's what everybody always ends up doing, these things where it's like James Bond, Jason Bourne, John Wick, Reacher, and all these guys, and like who's winning? And it's like probably John Wick's gonna win because that dude's what is it? Skill. Determination.
Also, just overpowered, like the whole
Yeah.
when they say characters in video games are OP. I mean, like John Wick, is just ridiculous.
He's
What's going on here?
Yeah, dude, he's crazy.
So he
Tough one,
almost
dude.
feels like a cheat code, just like one of the other picks that we talked about. Feels like an absolute cheat. I don't know. Got some
Yeah,
illegal.
dude.
I got some illegal picks on my team.
Well,
Bad.
I picked Nathan Drake too, and
He's
he's
incredible. Yeah,
he's a pretty big cheat code. But
he
dude, I
might
don't
have
know.
the
Dude.
biggest body count, even with Mac Bullen on there. Just 'cause
Yeah,
of how many people you kill during the games.
yeah, that's a tough one. I wish if only we had the old body count tracker for both of those. The good news is with Uncharted, you can artificially get that thing really high by dying a bunch of times and going back and killing the same dudes over and over again. Yeah, dude. John Wick is a tough one. That's a good pick. I like it. All right, so I guess it's back to me.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Who have I got done here? All right. This one also, I'm suffering a little bit by picking literary characters, but I'm going for it again, dude. I got to go with my boy Matt Helm. Matt Helm is
Yeah.
freaking ruthless, dude. He's also skilled in so many different levels. He talks a lot about, which is cool. I say it like he's the one who wrote the books, but it's because it's a first person narrative. So he is just, I mean, the GOAT sniper. So we've got that going for me, which is
no.
super sick. Yeah, like I said, in The Ambushers, I think it is one of my favorite books by him. It starts out with him literally getting called into. This is what I've found in all of these Cold War era stories. They never can say Cuba because I think there were like legal things about it, and they can
Yeah.
never really dive in specifically to which country it is, so they remain unnamed. I know that this happened in a Chester Drum book with the Piranha Republic, or Piranha Republic, whatever it was. It wasn't like piranha like the fish. It's like Paranha. So I don't know what's up with that. And then this one is like, oh, I had to go to a classic third world country south of the border. I can't tell you what it was though. So he goes there, and they just bring him there solely for the purpose of sniping people. So my boy rolls up, and he just, while a whole entire mission's going on, he snipes the one president, and then the army goes in, like I guess the freedom fighters go in to take over, and he's just sniping people for like an hour, just dropping them, and turns the tide of the whole battle. But dude, that one I love so much because he shoots a bunch of other people with a handgun, and he's the guy. I think I talked about this before on the podcast, but now obviously it's not super wise to take anything written in stories as the rules and the laws of the world, but he talks a lot about the concept of concealed carry in those books, and he says that the G-men, like the FBI, they'd like to do strong side. I think would be the 3 o'clock position inside the waistband with a holster, and then you like swipe your coat back and you grab it with your right hand. But he says, no, what's cool about Matt Helm is that he was written to be like a more realistic, more gritty version of James Bond. So whether or not it's true, it's definitely given that way. So Matt will give each book, he gives you like basically tips on how to be an international assassin, and it's pretty cool. And so he always talks about like the strong side 3 o'clock position with a holster works pretty well, but the problem is if your right hand is engaged in something else or wounded and you got your gun in a holster, it's very difficult to cross over with your left hand and get it. Like I said, I talked about this before, I think. So he would keep his pistol out of a holster on his left hip at the 9 o'clock position, because then your hand's usually in front of your body, so it's a quick cross to your left side with your right hand, and then it's also super easy to get in there with your left hand and pull it out kind of backwards and around. So super cool stuff to think about. And he would never carry it with a holster for the most part because it was very hard to dispose of the gun, which is something that I didn't ever think about until I watched Person of Interest, which Jim Caviezel plays John Reese. And I remember one time he walks into like an event and realizes it's a political event, and he just literally takes his pistol and walks over to the trash can and throws it in the trash. Like, but he does it super discreetly, but he couldn't be caught with it in the event. So I was like, dude, that's so funny. It's something you never really think of, but it's like if you're operating in another country, dude, you got to get rid of evidence of you being an operator. lickety split. So having it outside, so super cool. But the reason I like the ambusher so much is because after he kills everybody with a pistol in hand-to-hand combat, he has a freaking machete fight in the desert, dude, with a former Nazi like fencing master. So they have this crazy machete fight. So this guy's, I mean, Matt Helm is. It's such a bummer that there's only like 22 books, because I would have just kept reading him. And I remember I reached out to the guy who runs the Spy Guys and Gals website, and I was like, hey man, do you have anyone to suggest that's like Matt Helm? He's like, actually, you're not the first person to ask, because Matt Helm is like no other. Like, he is really a lot of people's favorite spy of all time, because he's so clearly, like, he has such a personality, and he covers all the bases of all the stuff that you want from him. So, I don't know.
Is he the one that's supposedly getting a movie with Bradley Cooper? Or
Yeah, he is. That's been in works for years, so I doubt it'll happen.
So it might not be real. It's like the Tom Hardy, Sam Fisher, Splinter Cell.
Yep, exactly like that. I don't understand how that happens. There's so many times where, like, you get locked into something, and for like 15, 20 years, they're like, yeah, this is definitely coming out.
Totally
you gotta believe us. We wouldn't lie about this. Why would we lie about this? And then it never happens. And then they still, like, I feel like to this day, if you looked it up, they'd be like, progress is still going forward with Bradley Cooper's Matt Helm movie. But it's not.
Unreal. Isn't he also going to be in Mickey Spillane?
I think
adaptation.
That's going to be
him?
Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, right. Okay.
But you did say, you said Bradley Cooper was going to be in something else too. Oh, yeah, was he?
I think so.
I got the Bradley Cooper list. One massive knock against my boy Matt Helm is going to be coming, and we talked about this last week, from Manny Morris, the old Manny's vintage. The Dean Martin movies are terrible, and nobody should ever watch them, is what I've heard. So I have that weighing me down. I do love Dean Martin, but I don't. And I love Matt Helm, but together, it could be the worst thing that's ever happened, apparently. So I have that going against me. But
yeah. Like you said, you feel hamstringed because you're doing a literary character with this one, and people might not have read him. I'm going to hamstring myself as well with video game character, because people might not have played or cared. Sam Fisher.
Ooh, good
Splinter
choice.
Cell
Good
on
choice.
my team, because he's got everything James Bond's got, and like the super spy thing going for him. He's got gadgets up the wazoo that basically make him a superhero. Look through walls and stuff like that. All that kind of stuff. Sticky bombs. But he also, of course, the biggest thing he'll bring to the team is the stealth.
Yeah,
he'll be the guy who can get in, infiltrate, get information, like be super quiet, steal things. We'll need that guy for sure. So I'm bringing Sam on the team, and hopefully he doesn't get absolutely macheted by Matt Helm. Take a machete to his little binocular guy with the trifolds, the trinoculars, dude.
They're night vision, right, dude?
Yeah, they're night vision goggles.
Dude, that's a good one. I don't know if I got anybody who's on the stealth side of things, so nice work. Let me see. I'm trying to keep track of how many we've done so far.
I know. I have so many listed out, and I'm reading them out of order, so I'm like, this is
I'm reading mine out of order, too. Let me see.
So I got
1, 2, 3, 4. I think that was 4, right?
Okay, so yeah, John Rambo, right? I had him. I had Alan Quartermain.
Good choices.
I just did Sam Fisher, and who else did I have? I did one more guy. Who else did I say?
I can't remember.
Me neither. It's good. He must have been really helpful.
John Wick. maybe the best guy.
Yeah, maybe the best guy, honestly. Yeah, I'll write down that we've done 4. All
right, cool. 4. Dude, this is tough. I've got to go with the guys that I picked. I'm not going to try and pull rando out of left field to win, because I feel pretty good with my team. But I'm going with, this one's a good one, dude. And this one is, like, I feel like he suffers from the time that he was created. But I'm going with old Thomas Magnum, baby. Dude's a beast. Great,
dude.
He's first
like
of all
having James Reese on your team, basically.
Yeah.
For people to get a context.
Yeah, for real.
They're like the same background.
The original James Reese.
Right.
I think he's even a little more, because James Reese goes CIA later. But yeah, Thomas Magnum, freaking Vietnam veteran, dude. Navy SEAL in Nam has got to be one of the hardest things you could have ever done. That's cold, dude. So that's sick. I know he was stuck canonically in the stories. He was stuck in a prison camp for like a very long time. So he's got the old mental toughness to get through that. And then there's the one episode where he's just swimming, treading water for like 2 days. Crazy work. But he goes from the Navy SEALs into NIA, which is the Navy Intelligence Agency, I believe. So he's a super spy for the Navy as well. And then after that, he's like, you know what? That's not enough. I'm going to go become the head of security for Robin Masters' estate, a very super wealthy guy. And then he becomes a private investigator in Hawaii and has some of the craziest missions of all time, including and not limited to traveling back in time sometimes when he hallucinates a little bit. Pretty cool. Taking down, dude, the head of like the top agent for Russian Secret Service, like the KGB. Sick. I think he does just anything you can think of. The guy does it. He's been
also
through
got
it
the
all.
brains on him. He's not just bronze and fighting.
Right.
He's
Exactly.
got a good old brain on him.
And he also knows that nuns don't work on Sunday, so he takes down that one nun, dude. Classic stuff. He's a pretty good pick, I think. And
He'll also charm the pants off everybody. They won't want to fight
for
him.
sure, dude. I also think he's got a lot of like underwater demolition stuff, right? I mean, he's certainly fantastic at swimming,
right?
Yeah. So he I don't think he's got quite the stealth of Sam Fisher, but if there's something that needs to be attacked from any angle, I think Thomas Magnum.
I can already picture it, dude. Thomas Magnum is definitely the guy with his legs crossed, arms. Oops, sorry. Legs crossed, arms crossed.
Yeah.
Sitting against the side of the thing, and he sees Sam. He's like, "Come on now, you got to be better than that." And then he shoots him like 5 times.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I could definitely see that.
That's funny.
For my next guy, I'm gonna answer the question of who would lead these stud muffins into battle. Who's going to be their commander? Who's going to be
Who's the guy?
Danny Ocean? And it's Danny Ocean. Just kidding. It's not. It's Dutch from Predator, because that guy's killed the ultimate predator, and he's got he's going to be my big weapons guy, whatever they call that, like heavy weapons or the artillery guy. Yeah. He's going to be he's going to have the huge machine gunner, and he's going to also be our commander in chief, because he'll be able to give everybody good pointers on how to kill the ultimate predators, because he killed the ultimate predator. That's my thought here.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He's also Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. Just on build alone, we're cooked, dude. Great.
And if it gets too bad, dude, he'll get him to the chopper, and you guys will be out of there.
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh man, dude, I don't know what to do next.
That was 5 for me.
Yeah, that's 5. So we got two
more guys. Yep. I'm not going to pick Doc Savage, by the way. I think it's cheating, so don't worry. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
R.I.P. Doc. Dude, this one might come out of left field. You might not see it coming, but I think I'm going for it, dude. It's our boy, Noah Redford, baby, dude.
No way.
Yeah, Noah Redford. He's got to be on the team. I think he's a bit of a wild card because we haven't seen him how he plays with others. You know, like he's kind of like a man of. He's like a lone wolf in some degrees, but he also is able to just like get connected with people who need help and is able to lock it in. He's got the aviation skills, so that could be clutch. He's the guy flying them there and then coming around for support. But they're also like, when things are getting really bad, they're like, no, you need to get down here. We're cooked, bro. Help us out. And then he's just punching left and right. And he's got the sword use ability. He's got the gun ability. He's got it all. He also has this like rugged, dogged determination to never give up and to make it happen no matter what. So pretty solid pick, I think. There was also, if we were picking time, we talked about this on the phone the other day. I think I'm going to go like in the safe deposit box era. So a little older.
Yeah. When he's just like all brakes are off, dude.
Yeah, he doesn't give a damn anymore. That dude's just he's ready to punch somebody to death, dude. So I think somewhere like maybe like 2 to 3 years before that, when he's like slightly more in shape, but because he's a little younger, but he's already lost. He doesn't care anymore. He's just ready to drop
Heck yeah.
somebody, gun
Let's
them down,
go.
dude. So
So maybe
there you
like the body era when he's
go.
fishing and sees
Yeah,
that guy.
dude.
Well, dude, I was gonna make this my last pick, but now I gotta do it now because we just did this one. I had Nate Colt on my
No
team too.
way, dude. No
And I was
way.
like, this guy knows his character can kill everybody because he's literally like, he's got everything Ethan Hunt's got. He's got everything John Wick's got. Everything James Bond's got. He's got all of these skills. He is classic,
Dude.
masculinity. He's men's adventure fiction incarnate to me. Because, like
Yeah.
I said, he's the only time I can scratch the two split worlds that I have itching for men's adventure fiction. Where it's like, what about the classic, cool Danny Ocean, like James Bond, suave guys? Sometimes I want like a rugged adventurer, Alan Quartermain, Indiana Jones. The only place I can get both at the same time is Nate Colt. So,
And
with
Noah
it-
Redford.
well, he's not as suave, I feel. For me, thank you.
Of course.
But yeah, with Nate Colt on the team, you can plug him in wherever you need him. You know what I mean? Like, if we need a stealth, I'm sure he's been stealthy. I've seen him do it. I've seen him infiltrate meetings and things like that. He can sword fight. He can shoot. I think the only thing I haven't seen him do is snipe. But maybe I'm just not remembering.
No, he hasn't
But
sniped.
we already got snipers. We're not worried about it. I think Nate Colt's my guy. I think he's similar to John Rambo, but he'll be like the more front-facing John Rambo. John Rambo would be in the background, taking people out. Your guy can go up to get the key cards. He could be talking to people. He can, he's my guy.
Dude, this was a good move on both of our parts because now we have to. You're like, oh yeah, of course Noah Redford would win.
Yeah,
And I'm like, of course we got us fighting for each other's list now, dude. Good option, good choices.
You too. We did the same thing.
Dude, I'm not ready for number 7. I don't know who I should go for. This is too much. I don't know who you're gonna pick. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull out the reserves, dude. Oh man, here's a guy I wasn't even thinking of. He's not on the list, but maybe I should go for him. No, I don't know. All right.
You could pick the guy you thought I was going to pick because I'm not picking him.
No, dude, no way.
I'm not picking.
That's crazy. First of all, that's nuts. But I already got him covered when I picked old Mac Boland.
Yes, right.
He's the archetype. I think you guys know who we're talking about. We got to be talking about the Punisher. Not
Right.
picking the Punisher, dude. I can't
Not
believe
picking the
he's not
Punisher.
making.
I already got Rambo on the team. He's too redundant to this point.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I was thinking of picking someone, but he's also redundant at this point. So I'm going to pick. This is kind of a wild card. I've just been filled with the wild cards, dude, and hopefully they're all going to be aces.
Hey, sometimes that's perfect.
I feel bad not picking my boy Chester Drum, but I don't know. You really got to know him to know that he's actually like he
Right.
could stand up here. So I'm not going for him, but I am going to go with Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop, dude.
Dude, yeah.
That
What a
guy,
pick.
that guy's the best starfighter in the galaxy for one. So
Yeah.
if you just talked about that alone, like I guess if we were going planes and stuff, dude, your team would be cooked because I got Noah Redford and Spike Spiegel.
Yeah, dude. You can be just dropping nukes on us.
Just chasing you down with machine gun fire.
Flying past.
So Spike's super sick. Although you do have the old John Rambo who can just kill anything.
He can shoot that plane out of the sky. Dude, he's going to see my guy,
Yeah,
Noah
yeah,
Redford, coming. He's going to hit him with one arrow that blows
With a bow and
him up.
arrow, it's too easy. But Spike's super sick. He was a syndicate guy for a long time, so did all sorts of crazy stuff in the crime world. I think he also has some sort of background with a little bit of military stuff. Definitely has gone up against everybody you could think of because he then becomes a bounty hunter, hunting people down. And there's one crazy episode where he gets like this big pistol. I'm talking like shoulder width size pistol, and
Mondo pistol.
yeah, he carries it in a shoulder holster, dude, and he's got his jacket like draped over his shoulder. But this guy, he's just like the king of cool. I think it's very hard to beat that. And he talks about the be like water concept when he's talking about how to fight, and he just can flow and move so easily. So he got the sick high kicks, crazy hand-to-hand combat ability.
Him, I bet he could take out John Wick. I bet you they would.
Yeah, that's
He's
actually probably
equivalent to
true.
him.
I think
Yeah,
I think he could definitely take John Wick.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wonder how much too, to that point, like how much John Wick is kind of inspired by Spike, because they have very
they
similar.
look super similar.
Yeah, they look similar, and they also have very similar kind of like backstories of got screwed over by the mafia of some kind, and then kind of just had to lock in. But yeah, Spike's got it all, dude. He one of my favorite. I think it's episode 5 of Cowboy Bebop. He goes to the church, and he's got the dual wield pistols, and he's got a sick overcoat, trench coat guy, and he's just going in there taking people out left and right. So super cool dude, and yeah, I like
Dude,
love
what a
Spike.
dark horse pick. I don't know. That's like might be the pick of the day.
Oh yeah,
Think of that. I've never thought of that, but yeah, he does like the high kicks and everything. He's got martial arts. Nobody else on this really has like that level of martial arts.
Yeah,
on my list, I don't think.
I was thinking though, to that point, he's also a dark horse pick because most of these guys are like big concept, taking on like 150 guys each story, where Spike is more like noir centric, so it's a lot less people often. But to your point, I do think he could probably take, if you had him go head to head with John Wick, he could probably take John Wick down.
Yeah, I think he's faster as far as martial arts reflexes, so they would get close quarter. You would see the judo hip toss coming, which is like his one move, John Wick. He loves the judo hip toss, dude. So he would see that coming and be able to counter, and then it'd be over for Mr. Wick.
Yeah, dude, that would be a tough one. We'll break this down afterwards. Let's see if we can we can do the play by play of how this is gonna go.
My last pick, like I said, I'm not going to do Doc Savage or any stupid cheat code like that. I'm going to do someone also super random, maybe useless, maybe someone that's not even supposed to be on the team, might leave the team in anger before we even get started. I'm going with Riggs from Lethal Weapon.
Dude, hell yeah, that's it.
Because he's got some sick
one.
hand to hand. He's a jiu-jitsu guy. Got the reckless. If it works out, like if he actually accepts the mission and stuff, he might
be the guy.
Yeah, he might jump on the grenade for everybody, save everybody. He might, grab 2 grenades, pin them both, and then sprint into the room.
Yeah, dude, he might single-handedly win the fight. He's such a wild card.
He's just so angry, willing to die, ready to go. So I think he could just be our actual wild card pick, where it's like let's throw this guy in when things get the Hail Mary pass. We're gonna throw you, Martin Riggs.
Yeah, that's a really good pick.
So, that's my team.
Man, dude, this was good. I don't know. This is a tough one. I'm not sure who came out on top here. Should we break it down? Let's see. You list the first round picks and I'll write them next to each other. We got Ethan, and you did John Rambo.
Yeah, I'd probably do Rambo first.
All right, cool. And then I had Nathan Drake, and you had Quartermain, right?
Yeah.
Dude, these are tough. These are tough. And then I had who did I have next? I gotta see my list. Everybody listening is like, dude, we know what it is. Pick and tell us what it is. I did Mac Bolan next. Old Mac.
Okay.
That's a good one, dude. And you had John Wick, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, dude, this is tough. I'm looking at these down the list. I don't know who's coming out on top each time. After that, I think, who did I have next? Let's see here. It was either Matt Helm or Thomas Magnum, I think. I think it was Matt. Because you did Sam Fisher next, right?
Yeah.
And then Thomas Magnum. And then you did... Who'd you have?
Was it Dutch at that point?
It might have been,
No,
dude.
yeah.
Dutch, and then I did... Yeah, it was Dutch. Noah Redford and Nate Colt. Hitting close to home, dude. Then Spike and Riggs. Dude, this is tough. So here we go. You guys just heard it once. You'll hear it again. Ethan versus Rambo. Let's just break it down character by character. Who do we think's winning that one?
Oh, so these guys have to fight each other based on how we rank them?
Yeah, dude.
All right. So Ethan versus Rambo? Dude, come on. I hate to do this to you. Why in the world? Rambo would win 10 times out of 10, right?
I don't know, dude. This is tough.
Him and Henry Cavill could not take out one little guy.
That's true. That's true.
Like a bathroom.
But
not
Ethan was able to take out Henry Cavill, so that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, exactly. But Henry Cavill, the man who couldn't take out with Ethan Hunt, one guy in the bathroom.
I think if we were to break it down to like weaponry, I think it would probably be Rambo, right? Because in a hand-to-hand, I don't feel like I've seen Rambo do like. He's never had one of those full like 5-minute long fist fight scenes, right?
Wrong.
When
He's
did he
had
do that?
multiple fist fights, dude. What about in the second one where he's getting electrocuted on the thing?
Oh yeah,
like,
dude,
gets
that's
out
sick.
and boom, boom, he's fighting all the guy.
I gotta rewatch these movies. They're so sick.
Yeah, they're like I said, the stick fight in the beginning of 3 is like a long hand-to-hand.
Oh yeah, and he does the
fight. Yeah, dude, let's go. So this man,
all right,
can fist fight.
I think Rambo might
huge knife. So if they get too close, he's just gonna. It's as big as Ethan Hunt, his whole body.
Yeah. Rambo might win this one. So all right, that +1 for Luke. But this is the problem though, is that we gotta hope that all these fights take the same amount of time, so they can go. Let's do it like March Madness. All right, so Rambo moves on to the second round.
Okay.
I think Nathan Drake versus Quartermain.
Nathan Drake wins.
Yeah, I think for sure.
Nathan actually kills like bazillions of people. He's younger, more athletic, more spry.
I think. Well, this
Alan's
is the thing.
never really been in the business to do that. He's just kind of a hunter who gets into things.
Who ends up in the business of doing that? They always say he's the best marksman in all of Africa, which is crazy work. But there are several episodes or several chapters of Uncharted that are solely built around him avoiding snipers. So I feel like that's kind of where Quartermain's got the edge, but Nathan Drake's already good at avoiding them. So I think if they close, Nate's got him cooked.
The grip strength alone, dude. Rip his esophagus from him.
All right, so +1 for me. All right, then we got Mac B, the old executioner versus John Wick, dude. This one is truly tough.
Does Nathan Drake have to come first, or how did you want to do that? How does it work?
What do you mean?
When you said moving on to the next round, what goes on here? We
I think
kill
that'll
everybody
be
off and then going back through.
Yeah, we'll kill everybody off and then go back through. So it'll be Nathan Drake versus Rambo, which will be crazy. We'll see.
Okay.
And then it'll be Mac. So we're on Mac Bolan versus Wick.
Right.
Now this one I don't know. This one, like I said, I feel like you could make a case for Mac.
Yeah.
But having the films with Wick being so like clearly, because this you just I don't know. This one's really
tough.
A tough toss-up.
It's hard to say because I mean if. I don't know the books well enough to know how many guys he's taken on at once, what kind of things he's... Right. I'm picturing certain things from the John Wick series, like him falling out of that 900, like, off the window and getting up. Like, my man's indestructible. I don't know if Executioner's ever done something like that.
Yeah, but the way John Wick 4 ends, though, is a little questionable to this, which no spoilers. No spoilers for anyone who has seen it. But that's the thing, because like you're saying, I don't know what the Executioner's martial arts ability is. So that's like, I feel like in a shootout, because even though John Wick is like the king of Gun Fu, I feel like Max got him in a shootout. Because he's like, I mean, the first book literally starts with him sniping people with a lever action. So the guy's got him there. And we do know that John Wick has a weakness for snipers because in the first one, we got old Willem Dafoe sighting him in while he's sleeping in bed. He actually ends up saving his life like that. So I don't know. I think this one is situational. And Jake Widmer, jump in the Discord, dude, and tell us who's winning this. I think he's probably going to say Mac, but back it up with martial arts. Tell me.
My one knock against Mac that I feel like can kind of bring a victory for John Wick is just the time period it was written. Martial arts in general, like you look at even when like the early days of Pride fighting and then like the Ultimate Fighter, like they weren't very good because they were just like one discipline, maybe two disciplines. And now, like with mixed martial arts being what it is, John Wick coming up in that world, I feel like he just knows so much more martial arts. So hand to hand, I feel like he's always going to have it.
Yeah,
and
that's
pistol
a tough one.
Is close. If they're too far, if it's machine gun or sniper,
dude, I don't know for pistol you gotta give Mac the edge with the freaking Beretta 93, dude. That thing is
just because it's a Beretta that doesn't count. Dude.
No, because it's a badass machine pistol, dude. Too sick.
But I've seen John Wick do too many cool things with a pistol, dude.
Yeah, but I mean,
This one's too
Mac
hard.
is the king of like quick drawing too, though. He's super sick with the pistol. Yeah, dude. This one, I don't know. This may be the tiebreaker. This one may
The
just
draw.
these
Yeah.
boys may be fighting the whole time. we
All right, we'll move on. We'll
they'll
move
be the
on
last
now.
two. I think, like we said though, I think if it's ranged weaponry, it might be Mac. I think if it's hand to hand, it's John. So we'll see. And then if it's the gun food, dude, I don't know who the heck's coming out on top of that. That's nuts. All right, next we got Matt Helm versus Sam Fisher. This one's tough, dude. Both these guys exist
I don't
in
know
such.
your guy enough to know, but I feel like I'm obviously biased towards Sam Fisher because he's so good.
Yeah, he is
He's so
sick.
good at stuff.
But I don't know. I think this might be a hot take. Everyone might not agree with it, but I think Matt Helm might be the best guy on the whole list. That guy's
Really?
freaking beast. Yeah, dude.
That's the thing. I don't know him that well.
Well, because he always talks about this too. He always says like, this is a super interesting thing that I don't think is talked about enough. But Matt Helm was written in the age of people learning martial arts and starting to get good at it. And he would always say like, martial arts work really well against someone who's not ready for them, but someone who knows how to counter them, it becomes very like basically just circling each other because you kind of know each other's move set already. So if you're both like very highly trained in martial arts, he would always say that it was like harder to get into. So then it just came down to like pure strength and stamina as opposed to like, because kind of what you said about Spike with John Wick, like Spike's going to see the judo toss coming and he's going to be able to avoid it. So I feel like Matt Helm's sort of the same way. Like the dude's knowledge is crazy. He's also like 6'.
I was going to ask,
Three or
what is
four.
his height and weight? Because I'm going to look up Sam's.
I think he's 6'4", but he's like kind of skinny. They always talk
All
about
right.
him being skinny.
Your guy might win this, though, because my guy's 5'10" and 170 pounds.
Let me see how tall Matt Helm is. Matt Helm, height and weight.
But my thing about Sam Fisher is stealth, yeah, but he also is so good at hand-to-hand. I don't know if you ever fought in that game, but you're literally Batman from Arkham, essentially. You're just smashing dudes left and right and Krav Maga the heck out of people.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, dude. This is... All right, Matt Helm is 6'4" and just under 200 pounds. So he is skinny for 6'4".
Yeah, 6'4", 200?
Yeah. But that's
Dude,
that's still 30 pounds on Sam Fisher, though.
Yeah, that's true. And the reach is unbelievable, I'm sure. He's going to be trying to hit this guy. He's just Mike Tyson himself in. Got to get in there.
Dude, this one's tough. This is another hard one. It's also super tough, too, because we have, like, the same sort of thing with Nathan Drake, where, like, of course Sam Fisher's killed 1,000 people because he's a video game character. And then you have Matt Helm, who's only, like, actual visual appearances, Dean Martin being an absolute goofball. So I was like, dude, I don't know. This one's tough. And this is where you guys got to decide. You got to decide these things in the comments.
Yeah.
So let's do another hung jury on Sam and Matt, I think. Because that's the other thing. Matt's a sniper too. And he's a swordsman, so it's possible. But then you got the stealth guy. So, dude, and I know Sam Fisher's got that karambit, dude, right?
Yeah, he's got the karambit.
Dude, so because Matt Helm's got the sick, like,
Think about it. I
buck
forget
knife.
what his background is, but he's special forces for sure in the military before this.
Well, yeah, so was Matt Helm. He was like
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was.
Sam was.
OSS in World War II, so he was just killing Nazis left and right. Dude, this one's tough. I don't know.
He was a Navy SEAL, so he was like your man, Magnum.
Magnum. Dude,
Yeah.
maybe we need to. I'm not sure. I can't say. This one's tough, dude. I feel
Can't
pretty
go
confident
against
about
Sam Fisher. I just can't do it.
All right. Well, since we both are convinced, we'll move on to the next one.
Right.
Thomas Magnum versus Dutch. This one's
Come on, Dutch. I feel like has to win this one.
dude. The
He killed
forearm
the
grab.
Predator.
What Dutch is also a Navy SEAL, though, right?
I was about to look that up.
Is that true? I feel like
Dutch
that's true.
Predator, military background.
Who's taller though?
I'll look that up in a second. I think your guy might be a little taller. What? It just says Special Forces operator. with
Nice,
military
nice.
Background includes service in Vietnam, so they
Yeah, they're
would have fought together like in the same war.
dude. This is a lot closer than I was expecting it to be. This is pretty tough
Arnold Schwarzenegger height. Let me look this up for you guys.
because he's definitely
Alright, so
bigger.
He's 6'2". Yeah, weighs way more than.
How much does he weigh?
Magnum.
Did they say?
Let me see. I can look up weight as Dutch. The internet, guys, don't you love it?
Oh yeah, dude. They say, man, we got another beanpole. There's no way, dude. That he's
240?
He's 6'4", just about 200 pounds.
This guy's 6'2", 240. It says, if that's right.
Yeah, I feel like the only way Magnum's got him is if he's able to outmaneuver him. You know, because that's like, is Arnold the slow king? Like, can he move? You know, so if he's
But
just
he's
able
not
to,
the
like,
slow king, dude. You saw that movie. He's sprinting, sprinting
yeah,
through
dude,
the woods
he's fast.
and down that hill.
He's a good one. All right, we can. I don't know. I feel
like
good
he's
about
gotta
this
kill
one. We can
Magnum.
give
This
this
is
one to
unreal,
Dutch.
dude.
We can give this one to Dutch.
We got to give this one to Dutch, right? I mean, look at this guy.
Yeah, he's a big guy. But dude, he's so bulky. Magnum's also freaking jacked.
No, yeah, he's jacked, but he's not Arnold Schwarzenegger jacked, 6-time Mr. Olympia jacked.
Yeah, but I know bodybuilders are not known for their speed, dude.
No, but Dutch is. He's fast. He sprints, man. And he also, you were talking about maneuvering, he had to fight the Predator.
Yeah, that's true.
He maneuvered around.
Luckily, though,
covered himself in mud.
Magnum would be able to see someone covered in mud, though. So
That's true. You're going to go against this guy? Come on.
dude, this is a tough one. Another one that's got to sound off in the comments. But we can give this one to Dutch. Oh, I don't know though. I don't know if I can give it to Dutch, dude. Magnum's too dang good. All right, Redford versus Nate Colt. This one's tough, dude. I don't think there's a.
I think Nate Colt wins.
No, I don't know.
I'm okay with saying that because even in my world, in my universe of writing, I think Hunter Moss is like the most deadly guy I've ever written.
Yeah.
I don't see Noah as like extraordinarily like skilled. You know what I mean? He's
Well, I
like
feel like
just
if
a
you were to break it down,
guy.
the only thing that I know for sure that Nate Colt is better than Noah in is running. But I feel like everywhere else they're like locked and loaded, right? Because didn't you say, doesn't Noah have like a broken leg that he still has a hard time moving with?
Yeah, so he's not fast at all. Like,
Okay, so
actually
that's
slow.
if it was based on just like breaking down, like gun for gun, they're probably pretty even. Sword for sword, probably pretty even. Fist fighting, I think Noah's probably a better boxer than Nate
I think
is.
Noah is better at fist fighting. They're probably even with sword fighting. I don't think Noah's better with a gun. I think he's okay with a gun. He's not
so
like
Nate's got the
special.
gun.
Yeah,
Sword fighting, knife fighting, they're probably pretty similar. Noah can fly though, dude. I don't know.
Noah can fly. Yeah. Well, what's he gonna do with that? I mean, machine gun.
Yeah, Nate's gonna be running. He's just gonna blast them through the air. But if it was running, like if it was a foot race, Nate's gonna win.
Well, yeah,
sure.
we gotta picture a scenario in which this happens because if they're like starting to yell at each other at like a bar scenario, like if they're sitting next to each other and they're starting to escalate, Noah would probably knock him out boxing and then leave, and that'd be it.
Yeah.
But if it was any other scenario, your guy would pull out the Beretta and shoot my guy before he was, because he's not ever looking to fight or do anything like that. You know?
That's the other thing is it would have to be like if they were at a bar and Noah goes to throw a punch, would Nate be able to quick draw before a punch lands? That's
maybe
like definitely not
that seems
possible.
really
I don't
hard,
think.
probably. Yeah.
But
I was going to say yes.
So it would be tough. I don't know. I wouldn't want to see a fight between those guys. Luckily, they're
don't
both
wanna
good
see it
guys,
either.
and they're also
Let's give it to
they're
Nate Colt, though,
separated by age.
Let's give it to Nate Colt though because of
Nah, dude.
the
Because that's going to
periods,
help
too.
you win, dude.
Why would it help me win? What?
Yeah, you're fighting for Nate Colt here. You want him to win for your team. I think it's Noah, dude.
Oh yeah, I forgot Nate Colt's on my team. But no, I've even doubly hard now have to fight for him because there's no way Noah would be able to beat the guy who was in that Jade Dagger short story.
This is, I think.
Read the Jade Dagger and come back to me, everybody. This is ridiculous. That guy was like,
dude, in the
the
body,
biggest
Noah
fist
Redford
fight.
literally gives a pistol to somebody and goes up with a knife to take out a sniper. That's crazy work.
all he had to do was climb a hill and fight one guy. Look what happens in the Jade Dagger. There's a helicopter coming through to try to kill him.
Dude, this is tough. This is a lot of fun. All right, well, another hung jury, dude. We got three.
No, we're giving it to Nate.
No, dude. We can you got to pick Dutch or Nate. Who's winning, Dutch or Nate, out of those two against their opponent? Who's more likely to win? Is Dutch more likely to beat Magnum to you, or is Nate more likely to beat Noah? We can put it down to this.
I think Nate's more likely to beat Noah because I don't think I see Noah the same way you see Noah. I see him as because he's always just trying to go back to I'm a rancher. Would you stop doing this to me? Like I just want to ranch.
All right, so Dutch beats Magnum, Nate Colt beats Noah. Wait a minute.
No,
but those are both okay.
Thomas beat or
Magnum.
Dutch is still a hang jury.
No,
if you want to do that.
No. Magnum beats Dutch. Dude, I don't know. This is just so tough. We're going to hang jury both of these guys. Let's go to Spike and Riggs. This is why you guys have to decide this. We need the most audience participation of all time.
Spike and Riggs? Spike.
Yeah, Spike for sure.
It's an easy
for sure,
one.
Spike. That was as easy as Rambo and Ethan. All right, so now we got Rambo versus Nathan Drake. This one's tough. I don't know. I don't think
Nathan Drake is tough.
I don't think we can. I don't think we can finish these out.
Yeah, we just got to say the comment section has to understand these, or has to answer these because we could argue
it's
for
over.
hours about this.
Yeah, dude, this one's tough. When you brought up some of the guys you brought up, I thought I was cooked, but I don't know. I think Spike was a dark horse pick. I think you're right. That guy is a freaking beast,
man. But let's go. So you said it's Rambo versus Nathan Drake.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Rambo. Is there an argument for Nathan Drake? Do you think he's going to win?
I don't know. I feel like Nathan Drake's
his military background?
Fought Rambo before.
What?
Yeah, Zoran Lazarevic is this freaking jacked bald guy with a big knife, and then he gets caught up on the all-time roids. My boy literally becomes unkillable, and Nathan Drake still kills the son of a gun. So I don't know.
Fine. Give it to Nathan Drake.
No.
This
is what I'm saying, though. I think that this one's still, like you said, what's Nathan Drake's background? I don't know. If it was like Kali stick fighting dude, I think Nathan Drake's cooked. But I don't know, though, because he's also like a badass sword.
But he's not an Army Ranger.
He's not an Army Ranger, dude. We could just argue about this till the cows come home. I think we just got to drop it to the. So that's on another hung jury. Let's see. We're still Mac Bolan and John Wick are fighting. We're still not sure what's going on with those guys. Same with Matt Helm and Sam Fisher. They're over there like dancing around each other with knives. Magnum and Dutch are slugging it out. So the only thing we know for sure is that you said Nate Colt beats Noah Redford, which I still don't know if I agree with. But we've got.
I don't know how you don't agree with that.
We got Spike for sure is the only one who's beaten the other guy. Spike and Nathan Drake are the only two that have beaten other people, but they can't beat their next guys. This is tough, dude. All right, drop a comment. I want to see 150 comments on this. Let's see who's going to win this one. But yeah, this
was too fun.
This was too fun. I think, and this also is a little bit of a sneak preview for next week's episode, which, I mean, we're not going to say any more than that because I don't want to spoil the episode, but just think about what we've done today, what Luke and I did.
What did we do?
So pretty cool episode, very fun stuff. But I think for the end segment, I was thinking, let's both recommend this may also be a little bit of a spoiler, but we just built the ultimate freaking ensemble cast of action heroes, dude. So what is your ensemble movie pick? What are you bringing to the table?
My favorite ensemble movie pick?
Yeah.
Or at least one to recommend.
Right.
You know, it probably isn't my favorite, but I do want to recommend it. Ocean's 11. I feel like give that a rewatch if you haven't watched it in a while, guys.
Yeah.
I watched Ocean's 13 like a month or two ago, and it was just so much fun. The suits, the style, the dialogue, the music. There's such an immersive.
The cast.
Yeah, the cast is unreal, dude.
Right.
I'm talking about the remake myself, but like George Clooney, Matt Damon, Matt Damon, Brad Pitt, the brother Casey Affleck.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You got the whole squad.
It's great. Don Cheadle's in that movie.
You could also check out the old one too, the old Ocean's 11 with the rat.
I need to see that.
Super cool. I don't know that it's so tough to. Obviously, there's a lot of nostalgia linked with that because it's old fashioned and it actually is like Vegas in the '60s, which is super sick. But it is also like a machine for them to sing. So Dean Martin sings like in every one of the movies. It's like, dude, what's going on here? You're gonna stop the heist?
Sing as Matt Helm?
I don't know. He probably does. Dude, damn it. Why isn't there a good Matt Helm movie? Yeah, that's a good pick, dude. Ocean's 11. Sick.
How about you?
I have to rewatch that one. I got to go with the old Guns and Navarone is probably my
it's
favorite.
probably the best one,
ensemble.
right?
I don't know. It's tough to pick one better, but I love that one. Great movie.
So good.
Great cast too. They had super stacked cast for the time. Gregory Peck, David Niven, Anthony Quinn, a bunch of other people. Like really good cast. And super cool. I think it came out the year before or 2 years before Doctor No. So watching it, you can definitely see like James Bond DNA. You're like, oh, this is where these tropes kind of came from. Super fun movie. Really
Excellent
well
writing too.
Yeah, for sure.
Really great writing.
So maybe it would be a good idea for you, the viewer, to check out these ensemble movies for next week's episode. For no reason, of course, though.
Of course not. Why would we?
No reason.
Reason. There's no reason.
There's no idea. Dude, we got to change the episode for next week. We've given it away. Thank you guys so much.
Completely different topic. We're like, what are you guys talking about? We never said anything about ensemble cast.
You guys watched those movies? Nerds? What are you doing? But absolute blast talking about this. This one's a tough one, dude. I'm excited to see what people say. And this one was partially inspired by the boys over at the Get Piped podcast. They do a series called Draft Hole, which is the name of the thing that smoke comes through in a pipe. And they do different categories and talk about it. So inspired by them, but the way that they run it is the next time that they have a category where they do their pick, whoever won the last round gets to pick first. So it's super crucial that you guys vote below on who won, so that we don't have to I don't have to look like a doofus covering my eyes and guessing a number again.
Draft Hole is what it's called? Draft Hole?
Draft Hole, yeah.
Dude, that's what me when I have tried to write a new book. I go on the draft hole.
There you go, dude. Going down the draft hole.
Goes down the draft hole.
But super fun episode. Hopefully you guys enjoy it and are vocal about who wins. Dude, this one's tough. I don't know who's going to win.
These teams are really good.
These are stacked teams.
Stacked teams.
Yeah, definitely hop in the Discord. Maybe we'll make a channel for this, and we can have... We already have a channel. It's called the Great Debate Channel. Get in there and just fight tooth and nail for your picks. But yeah, fun episode. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of the Men's Adventure Fiction Podcast.
We'll see you next time, guys. Thank you so much. And thank you, Nathaniel, for a great topic.
Of course, dude. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
You of course know Socrates.
Of course.
Did you know he wrote scrolls?
No, I don't think that he did. I was under the impression that all of his philosophizing was carried down to us by his followers.
A common misconception.
Ah.
That's why you're here, Mr. Colt. To find the scrolls.
Magnum was a professional volleyball player, almost. Like, in real life.
But what does that have to do with Tom Selleck being way less weight than Arnold Schwarzenegger? So you hit Dutch, and he's like, "Oh, that was cool, thanks." And knocks him into the earth. Like, this is Frank Castle versus the Russian. I mean, Frank Castle did win, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Not in this situation. You understand?
So Selleck's got the reach, and he weighs less, so he's a lot faster.
He doesn't have that much of a reach, though.
He's got 2 inches of reach. Yeah, dude, that's 2 inches is a lot. I promise you, 2 inches. Sometimes it's too much.
We don't know their wingspan, dude. Maybe their arms are the same.
No, dude, you look at Tom Selleck and you're like, dude, that's one lanky, long dude. You look at Arnold and you're like, this guy's
It's
a
because
dweeb.
he's so big.
Yeah, he
No?
is so big.
Dweeb is the last word that comes in your mouth.
You're
when
like,
you're talking
that's a
about
short
Arnold.
little guy. And then you see him, you're like, whoa, he's massive. Why is he so big? Dude, this one's tough. I don't know.
We gotta
think-
learn who's winning. Dutch
I think
or
Selleck's
Biden?
got the speed and the reach, and I think that that's enough. He's just got to. What did Arnold do for cardio? Tom Selleck's the surf ski king. That guy literally swam for a living.
What does that have to do with him fist fighting Arnold?
He's got the cardio, dude. That guy, he could just run from Arnold until Arnold's like, and then he just drops him in one punch.
I feel like you're overinflating how out of shape Arnold Schwarzenegger is.
No,
in
literally,
1987.
Mr. Olympia, dude.
Well,
I don't know.
Good times,
This is
good
tough,
times.
dude.
we'll find out.
We'll find out.